the old ballpark back in gear as we get ready to go for college baseball here in the 3C2A. The defending state champions in town, the Saddleback College Bobcats, here to take on the College of the Canyons Cougars. I'm Matt Robinson, happy to have you along with us as always here on the Cougar Sports Network. Well, these two teams went at it yesterday. Saddleback came out ahead. They played very well. A 16-9 final score in that ball game. We expect nothing less today from both sides. Another high-scoring affair potentially, as Mike Gillespie Field's been known to be a launching pad of sorts here in the 3C2A as we get ready for College of the Canyons and Saddleback College here on this windy and kind of cold. Trying to get a little cold here on this Saturday here in Santa Clarita. Glad to have you along as always. Last year for College of the Canyons, it was a tough finish to the season, 20-22 overall. They lost to Palomar in the state playoffs in the first round in the play-in. It was a launching pad here at Mike Gillespie Field last season, as we talked about. 80 total home runs here at Mike Gillespie Field, most in the 3C2A. Canyons, in all their games last season, had 111 total home runs, so we kind of expect it to be a high-scoring affair as usual here at Mike Gillespie Field. Get you the starting lineups for both sides as we get ready to go. As we'll start things off, Dimitri Sasitko leading things off for Saddleback College, taking on Kyler Fruity. We'll get you some numbers here in a minute for both these guys as we are just about ready to get underway. First inning here from Mike Gillespie Field, and we are underway. Fruity in with a called strike against Sasitko, who yesterday was 1 for 3, 3 runs scored, reached twice on walks, and is a good leadoff hitter for Summer McCartney in his 13th year as the head man. This one lifted in the air. And that ball will leave and get out, and just like we said, a launching pad here at Mike Gillespie Field, and what do you know, first run of the ball game goes to the first batter of the ball game as Sasitko lifts one out to deep center field, and it is a 1-0 lead already here for Saddleback as Fruity gives up his first home run of the season. Fruity returning this year for College of the Canyons. Last year, Kyler 0-4 in 5 starts, a 6.75 ERA, and 18 appearances. Gave up 8 home runs a season ago as he faces the 2-hitter here in Ruben Rodriguez. Rodriguez, 3 for 6 with 2 runs batted in yesterday, in a ball game that, as we said, featured 25 runs in the ball game. Rodriguez, 3 hits in the ball game yesterday. Saddleback has a 1-0 lead to jump out here. Fruity, the lefty, will work off the third base side of the rubber, and that one misses away. Defensively for Canyons, Mariano at first, Kuatani at second, Jaquez at short, Sherrill at third, Farrell in left, Sang in center, Freund in right, and Malagon is the catcher working as the battery with Fruity here today. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. That pitch misses down, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. You can hear the wind blowing a touch here. So we expect it to be kind of a windy day. Had lots of Santa Anas here in Southern California. If you haven't been keeping up and you're not from the area, had a few wildfires going on over the last few weeks, including just to the north of us in Castaic last week, or actually this week, I should say. Actually closed down campus on Wednesday and Thursday. But the firefighters, as they always do, trying their best, doing such a good job to get things out. Trying to keep things under control. This one fouled away, so we'll go with a 3-ball, 2 strikes count here to Rodriguez. 2-8 on the 3-2 here. Fruity delivers. That one swung on and missed. Strike 3. 1 away. Take a look at the lineup here for Saddleback. So Sidgon Rodriguez, Barajas, Beauchene, Deutsch, Robert Gray, Jake Tyler, Hayden Carlson, and James Derflinger will round out the lineup. This is 1 away. This pitch misses up. One ball, no strikes to count here. Barajas takes that one up. Barajas yesterday 1 for 5 with a couple of RBIs, 3 runs scored. That one chopped just foul. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. That one in for a strike. We actually realize our cameras need another flip on them, so we'll get that done for you here when we can. Our first setup of baseball this season, so there's always some hiccups. So this one lifted in the air, down the line and right. And the catch will be made in foul territory by Friend. 2 away. So. All right, as we come back in, we're going to the Bottom half of the first inning. Canyons coming up after Beauchene grounded to second. So after the leadoff home run from Saddleback, Canyons gets out of the inning, giving up just one run, and the Cougars will send Freund, Essang, and Mariano to the plate to lead things off here in the home half of the first. This ball popped up on a bunt by Freund, and Damon Anderson-Wolf, the starter today, will make the catch. And one away on one pitch. Damon Anderson-Wolf last season. I don't have his last season numbers, but Anderson-Wolf getting his first start of the season here today. He actually rip through and find it as he'll face Essang. Essang first pitch swinging, fouls it away. Anderson-Wolf last season, when we look at the numbers, a 4.90 ERA. In 16 starts, he went 5-3, 71 and 2/3 innings, as he gets Essang to swing and miss for strike two. Gave up 49 hits and 39 earned runs in those 71 and 2/3.0-2 pitch to Essang, misses down. Hunter, second straight start of the season last year. Slash 231, 317, and 370. Was 1 for 3 with a couple of runs batted in yesterday. Waits on a 1-2 pitch here from Anderson-Wolf. Calls time and will reset. This year they are playing with a pitch clock in the 3C2A. We unfortunately can't put that up on the screen for you, but they do have it. It is there. This one fouled back to the screen. You said we do have a pitch clock this year, so pace of play may potentially pick up. We don't really have a beat on it, so we can't necessarily look at it. That one misses down. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here to Essang. Takes the 2-2 up. And he works the count back to 3 balls and 2 strikes. One nothing in favor of Saddleback after they got a leadoff home run from Saddleback. Essang pops this one up foul. It'll get out of play off to the right. Saddleback a run on a hit. No errors and nobody left on in that first inning. Three-2 on the way, fouled back to the screen. Essang still battling here on a 3 balls, 2 strike count. Once again, fouled back to the screen. So Essang hanging tough here in his game. Canyons bench trying to get fired up. This is certainly a squad that can score. We saw it last season. We saw it yesterday. Just got outscored by Saddleback in the ballgame yesterday by a wide margin. We wait again on the 3-2. This one lifted in the air towards straightaway center field. Drifting back is Derflinger, and he'll make the catch just in front of the wall for the second out of the inning. So Essang hits it hard, but not quite enough on it. And 2 down. Defensively for Saddleback, Barajas at first, Rodriguez at second, Carlson the shortstop, Tyler at third, Sasitko in left, Derflinger in center, and Beauchene in right field. So 2 down, and Jose Mariano will come to the plate. Mariano 2 for 5 with a couple of RBIs yesterday in his first season here with College of the Canyons. Out of Valencia High School. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up in foul territory. Playable for the catcher, Deutsch, who makes it, and that'll finish out the inning. So Canyons goes quietly 1-2-3 in the first. No runs, no hits, nobody left at the end of one full inning. 1-0 in favor of Saddleback.
Make hosting your next event easy with the Dr. Diane G. Van Hook University Center. With over 30 meeting spaces, wireless video teleconferencing capabilities, food service, and technical support available, the University Center has everything you need to make your next event shine. Conveniently located near the 5 and 14 freeways in Santa Clarita, the University Center offers easy access to local airports and many attractions, making it the ideal meeting place for everyone. To learn more about our rental options or to book now, visit canyons.edu/University Center.
So we come back in top half of the second inning, 1-0 in favor of Saddleback. Deutsch, Gray, and Tyler, the scheduled hitters for the Bobcats. So this ball hit on the ground towards short. Jaquez has to backhand in the hole, fires across on a long throw. And an infield hit for Matthew Deutsch. First hit of the ball game for him, and a runner on first base. So nobody out, Saddleback with a runner on. Gray coming to the plate here. They'll try and check on Deutsch here. Gray yesterday, 2 for 4. One ball, no strikes here to Gray. Again, they'll check on Deutsch, who's in there pretty easily back at the bag. Gray takes that pitch down. 2 balls, no strikes. Fruity, as we said, didn't get a lot of starts last year. Did have a lot of appearances, though. That one in for a called strike. Three balls and one strike the count here. And our first walk of the ball game is Gray will find his way down to first. So 2 on for Saddleback here. Nobody out as they get started here in this second inning as Jake Tyler will come to the plate. Tyler 0 for 1 yesterday. Showing bunt, trying to move bodies around. Once the first pitch foul. The infield defense for Canyons with the corners in here. Again, Tyler showing bunt. Mariano charging from first. He'll bunt it up the third base line. Verdi will try to get to third, and he does in time to cut down the lead runner in Deutsch. So good first out for Canyons that time. As nicely done on the defense. The Cougars yesterday struggled with the defense just a touch. Had 5 errors in the ball game yesterday. And then Fruity gets Carlson to wave at the first pitch. Hayden Carlson. Yesterday was 2 for 5 with a run scored. Trying to go to work with 2 runners on here. Just 1 away in the inning. After Deutsch singled on the infield Gray walk, Tyler into a fielder's choice. That one swung on and missed, makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. This one lined out into left field for a base hit. Runners will only be able to advance 90 feet, so Carlson has a hit. Saddleback going to work with the bases loaded here. Derflinger to the plate here. Two for 4 with a couple of RBIs. 3 runs scored yesterday in the ballgame for Saddleback. No balls, 2 strikes here. This one lifted in the air foul. It'll get out of play. So we'll stay no balls, 2 strikes. Base is still loaded. Saddleback threatening here. They got a solo home run from Sasidko, who stands in the on-deck circle waiting. Trying to get his chance here in the inning as they have the bases loaded with just 1 away. Fruity, the lefty, delivers and misses up and away. That one taken down and in by Derflinger. It'll make it 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count. Rudy trying to win this battle, 2-2. This one poked in the air just out into center field. That'll bring 1 run home. Everybody else will just move up 90 feet. But Saddleback takes a 2-0 lead on just a looping single from Derflinger. The Bobcats jump out in front 2-0. So 3 hits in the inning, a walk, and a fielder's choice. Gray scores on the base hit. Now Sasidko, who homered to lead the game off, comes in. Still the base is loaded here. 1 ball and 1 strike the count as that one misses. One-two pitch just misses away. So we get on a 2-2 here now. This one hit in the air towards center field again. Asang going back. This time he's not going to be able to get there as it bounces over his head. 2 runs are going to come home. They're going to try and send Derflinger from first. Instead, they'll stop him up at the last second. But it's a 2 RBI double for Sasidko. And Saddleback has busted it open to a 4-0 lead here in the second. So Tyler and Carlson score relatively easy on the ball to center field. Rodriguez, who struck out in his first at-bat, coming to the plate as Ryan Paramo, the pitching coach for College of the Canyon, is going to head out and chat here with Fruity, try and settle things down just a touch. Another strikeout for Fruity as he sets down Rodriguez for the second time, so the visit to the mound works. 2 away here in the inning. Second strikeout for Fruity in the ball game. And we'll get to Rodrigo Barajas, who popped out in foul territory to right field in the first. Four to nothing in favor of Saddleback. This one popped up in foul ground. Long run coming here for Farrell, and he's not going to be able to make the catch. Lands just in front of him. You can see all the foul territory here at Mike Gillespie Field, and there's even more back there on the third base side as the foul ground goes into the dugout or into the bullpen area on the College of the Canyons side, and creates a lot of extra room for players to roam out there. It's a long run for Farrell, who was shading towards left center field with the left-hander Barajas at the plate. Runners on second and third here. And 2 away. 2 balls and 1 strike to count here to Rodrigo Barajas. As we said, popped out to right field. The second out of the first inning. Already his second at bat of the ball game here in the second. Rudy the lefty will deliver. That one misses down. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Top half of the second inning. Saddleback with a leadoff home run from Susidko in the first, and then a 2 RBI double to break it to a 4-run lead here in the second from Susidko again. Just wearing Canyons out today is this one. Lined on a 1-hopper past Jaquez. 1 run will score. They will try and send Susidko. He'll score easily as the throw pulls Malagon up the first base line, and the defending state champs rolling here with a 6-0 lead. As an RBI hit from Barajas. And a rough start here for the sophomore Fruity today. He's given up 6 hits. 2 extra base hits so far in the ball game. Saddleback with 6 runs. So they go back to work here. Beauchene, the 9th man to the plate here in this second inning. Going in for a called strike. Sun's starting to peek out here. This ball lifted in the air out to left. Farrell having to shade his eyes. He'll drift back and make the catch, and that'll end the inning. But Saddleback does damage. They get 5 runs here in the second. And 1.5 in the books. Saddleback leading Canyon 6-0.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Going to work here in the second. Canyons trailing 6-0. Cougars will send Cheryl, Jaquez, and Farrell to the plate. Still facing Damian Anderson-Wolf. Fires that in one for a called strike. It's going to get away from catcher Deutsch that time. Back to the screen. 2 balls, 1 strike to count here to Cheryl. Cheryl yesterday 2 for 5. Hit 272 a season ago for Canyons. With a 350 on base and a 446 slugging percentage. As he'll get himself a walk, and Canyons will have their first base runner of the ball game. First walk of the day by Anderson-Wolf. Canyons was not able to reach, and there's a long inning after that. So Anderson-Wolf, who set down the first 3, maybe some effects of that long offensive inning for Saddleback. Walks the first man he faces, and now Evan Jaquez will come to the plate. Jaquez last year, a 335 hitter as he swings at the first pitch and skies it in the air towards left field. Wind is blowing out that way. Ball will get out over the left field fence just inside the foul pole, and Jaquez has a home run to get Canyons on the board here in the second. So Jaquez a 2-run home run on a wall scraper. Ball just leaves, so Sidco couldn't get there, as he needed to hit it just up into the jet stream, really, to get it to roll out. And already 2 home runs here at Mike Gillespie Field, which housed the most home runs in the state last year. Canyons has their first home run here at Mike Gillespie Field of the season, as Reed Farrell comes to the plate and swings through a pitch. Farrell takes that one. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Farrell 1 for 4 yesterday against Saddleback. Freshman out of Valencia High School. Takes a big cut at that one, swings and misses. Two balls and 2 strikes to count here. Farrell waits. That one misses down. So Farrell battling here. For Anderson-Wolf last season, he did give up 5 home runs, so not uncommon. But all things considered, through the season in 71 innings, just 5 home runs. It's a pretty good number as he gets Farrell down on strikes. First out here. Of this second inning. First strikeout of the ball game for Anderson-Wolf. And he'll face Frankie Malagon. Malagon didn't get a lot of at-bats a season ago. Hit just 063. Was 1 for 3 yesterday. Malagon waits on a 1-1. This ball lifted in the air. Back of the first base bag. The second baseman, Rodriguez, calling for it, will make the catch. So 2 down, and Curtis Lindsay will come to the plate. Lindsay, a sophomore out of North Las Vegas, the Legacy Academy. 1 for 3 with an RBI yesterday, and he swings through the first pitch. So Canyons gets a couple of back after a 5-run second inning from Saddleback off the 2-run home run from Evan Jaquez. And now Lindsay with 2 away, trying to keep the inning going. One ball, 1 strike to count. Anderson Wolf into his delivery. Lindsay swings through a fastball in the outer half. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 away here in the second. A 6-2 lead for Saddleback after a 5-run second inning. To spot their pitcher some breathing room here as Damon Anderson Wolf goes back to work. Called strike 3. Lindsay down on strikes, looking that'll end the second. Canyons does get 2 on a 2-run home run from Jaquez, but we will go to the 3rd inning with Saddleback leading 6-2.
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us, comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you. UCLA Health.
So Fruity will come back out here for the 3rd. He'll face Deutsch Gray and Tyler, the exact 3 he started with just an inning ago. Saddleback sent 9 to the plate. So we come back to work here, top half of the 3rd inning. Saddleback sending, as we said, Deutsch Gray and Tyler to the plate. Deutsch a single, then was cut down at 3rd base after Tyler tried to sacrifice him over.
I know. I have an extra sandwich. I do have, because they went to Chipotle, so I'm eating my homemade food. All good. I do have one if you want. Don't be shy.
That one fouled away. Deutsch season ago 285 hitter. Had 37 hits in 8 doubles in 130 at bats. A little susceptible to the strikeout with 15 of them last year, but not an outrageous number. Played in 41 games. Canyons walks and strikeouts were about 1-1 last season. 17 walks, 15 strikeouts. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here as he faces Fruity in the third. And he's down on strikes that time as Fruity gets him to chase 1 away. Third strikeout of the ball game for Kyler Fruity. So 1 away and Robert Gray will come to the plate. Gray walked his last at bat. Fruity last season only walked 12 guys in 46 innings. So we expect him to be in the strikeout. He's not necessarily going to blow anybody away with the pitches he's up there throwing. Throws a lot of off-speed stuff, tries to fool hitters. As you see the off-speed change up there, and that was what made him effective when he did have an opportunity to get some more innings last season. Couldn't get in wins, but we said 0 for 4 last year, 0 and 4 last year in 18 appearances, just 5 starts. Did have 1 save. And 33 strikeouts, he strikes out another. Give him 4 here on the ball game, 2 away. So 4th strikeout for Fruity. Facing Tyler. There's Jake Tyler in the second. Grounded into a fielder's choice, trying to sacrifice runners from first and second. This ball popped up, shallow right field, and everybody kind of gets confused on whose play it was, as both Kawatani and Mariano were running out that way, and they both kind of just stopped, and the ball landed right between them. Nothing that Freund could do. So they scored an error on Mariano. So Tyler on first. I'll check on Tyler here on the first opportunity they get. Tyler last season did not have a stolen base. Was 0 for 1 in his only attempt. Keep an eye on him as Carlson takes a called strike. Carlson singled and scored in the second inning. Saddleback with 5 in the second, 1 in the first. Canyons with 2 in the second. They're going to have Tyler hung up. Now they've got him in a rundown here. Is Mariano going to chase him down, and that'll end the inning. So Jake Tyler picked off. So the error does not hurt Canyons. And 1.5, or 2.5, excuse me, in the books. Canyons trailing Saddleback 5-2.
Can I get it Mike's way? What's happening?
And your free sub. Enjoy.
Hey. That was super weird.
Oh, that? Nah. She just used the Shore points you can now earn from chip and drink purchases to get free sub through the app.
Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So we come back to work here in the third. Canyons will send Kawatani and then Freund and Aseng into the plate. face Damon Anderson Wolf working into his third inning. Our first look at Kotaro Kubatani out of Sapporo, Japan. Left-handed hitting infielder. Canyons with a couple of international players this year. A little change from what we've seen in the past. Jungjun Lee from Korea as Kuwatani lifts the first pitch in the air towards center field, drifting back and making the catch is Derflinger as he comes away with it. One away. Bring us back to Alex Freund. Popped out to the pitcher trying to bunt on the very first pitch of the ball game on the offensive side for Canyons. Goes back to work here. Faces Anderson Wolf. First pitch offers, and it's called for a strike. Front takes a called strike. Just nothing in two. I think actually we're given the pronunciation wrong. I think it's actually friend from what I hear from the dugout, so we'll go with that. Friend hit 155 last season. He's down on strikes. 2 away. Anderson Wolf picks up his third strike. Here's a Sang. He'll lift this one in the air towards shallow left center field. The left fielder Sasitko calls off the center fielder. Derflinger makes the catch on the run. And Canyons goes quietly here in the third. 1-2-3. We'll go to the fourth. Still 6-2 in favor of Saddleback.
Welcome to College of the Canyons, where students become the success stories of tomorrow. Whether you're already in the workforce or just getting started, our flexible schedules are a game changer. And students don't just earn degrees. They catapult into desirable careers in top 4-year universities for just $46 per unit. Quality education without crushing debt. Ditch the cookie-cutter mold of college and make college work for you. Register now at canyons.edu/schedule.
Saddleback comes back to work in here in their fourth inning. It'll be Carlson, Derflinger, and then Sasitko. Carlson singled and scored back in the second inning. Takes a call and strike. Fruity still out there here in the fourth. They had work up in the second. Somebody in the bullpen working in the second, but been able to avoid using anyone extra. As Fruity has another strikeout. Fifth K of the day for Kyler Fruity. So he'll face Derflinger, who singled and scored back in the second inning. So Fruity trying to fight his way through it after a rough first two. Gets Derflinger to swing and miss. Looks like he's got that breaking ball working a little bit better here in this fourth inning. He's retired 3 of the last 4 and 4 of the last 5, and then actually retired Tyler on a pickoff. So technically it's 5 in a row here. Is that one fouled away? Makes it 0-2 here to Derflinger. This one fouled off towards the third base dugout. Maybe hard to see off our camera, but the dugout's sporting a new look this year with some fencing in front on both the first and the third base side. Low fencing. A little change here for Mike Gillespie Field, something we've not had previously. A little protection for the players. That one just misses up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here. This one hit on the ground, a one-hopper towards short. Jaquez scoops it and fires, 2 away. So Derflinger retired. And Sasidko, who's been wearing Fruity out today. 2 hits in as many at-bats. A home run and a double. Comes back up to try his hand a 3rd time here. Derflinger on the season. Now 2 home runs in 2 games. Two balls and no strikes to count. Canyons will tread lightly with Sasidko, who walks. So a 4-pitch walk here in the 4th for Sasidko, the 2nd walk issued by Fruity today. And now he'll face Ruben Rodriguez, who he's struck out twice. Rodriguez yesterday, 3 hits and 6 at-bats, including 2 doubles. Drove in 2. Trying to keep Sasidko close here. Sasidko 2 for 2 on the bases yesterday. Pitch just misses down. Pretty good pitch from Fruity. Coda and company maybe not happy with it, but Nonetheless, it'll go as ball 1. 1 ball's and no strike. And again, they'll check on Sasidko here. Canyon's going to pitch out a little bit that time. Or maybe just Malagon reading the pitch well, trying to keep Sasidko close. But it's 2 balls and no strikes. Teresa Sasidko, already 2 hits in the ball game today. And again, Fruity going to throw over. Unlike Major League Baseball here in the 3C2A, you can pick over as many times as you want. There are only 2 disengagements in terms of between the pitcher and the batter, but pickoff attempts with a runner on can go unlimited, as we've seen. Major League Baseball, of course, just 2 allowed now. Stark change to the way the game has been played for hundreds of years, along with the pitch clock and the inability to shift. And again, Fruity this time dug out by Mariano at first. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the 4th inning. So Sitko sits at first. He'll stay put as Fruity's pitch in for a called strike. 2-2 here to Rodriguez. Hasn't touched Fruity yet today. Struck out twice. Trying to keep the inning going here. That one down in the dirt. Sasidko well off. Malaga nearly threw it in the right field, but Mariano a leaping save that time to keep it on the infield. This ball lifted in the air towards shallow right field. Kuotani made that one a circus, but makes the catch nonetheless. A little bit of an adventure that time, but he makes the play. And that will end the inning. So a 2-out walk and nothing else. 1 left on here in the top half of the 4th inning. We'll go to the home half of the 4th in a 4-run ball game, 6-2 in favor of Saddleback. Here from Mike Gillespie Field. Bottom half of the 4th we go. Canyons tracing 4. They'll send the heart of the order to the plate, Mariano, Sherrill, and Jaquez. Mariano 0 for 2 today. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. This one popped up foul territory, and that'll get out of play. Bobby Munoz, another little young man going after it. Of course, Bobby, the son of our sports information director, Jesse. They go pick up the baseball. Mariano 2 for 5 yesterday with a double and a couple of runs batted in. Sits in a 1-2 count. Swings and fouls it back to the screen, and we'll do it again. Stay 1-2 to Mariano. That one misses down. Good fastball from Anderson Wolf that time. Two balls and 2 strikes. So we sit in the home half of the 4th inning. Canyons chasing 4. Neither team able to put up a run in the 3rd. Saddleback with 5 in the 2nd. That's the big cricket number so far in the ball game. That's what has the Bobcats out in front. Wait on the 2-2 pitch once again here to Mariano. The righty stands and waits from the righty Anderson Wolf. Swings and misses through a pitch down. Maybe a little bit of a cutter on it. Anderson Wolf picks up his 4th strikeout of the ball game. 1 away. Andrew Sherrill will come to the plate. Sherrill walked in the 2nd. And then scored on the Jaquez home run on a wall-scraping home run, but a home run nonetheless for Jaquez. Sherrill takes a strike on the outer half. Sherrill a double and 5 at bats yesterday, 2 for 5. It's this one on the ground, up the middle. Bouncing ball picked up by Carlson. Fires to first on a sidearm throw for the 2nd out of the inning. So Sherrill retired 6-3. 2 away for Jaquez. He's driven in both of Canyons' runs and has the only Canyons hit so far in the game today. 2nd home run of the season as a group for Canyons. Malagon had the 1st of the year. Jaquez has the 1st of the year here at home. This is, of course, the Cougars' home opener this season. Jaquez takes a called strike. No balls and 1 strike to count. Back to the screen. Jaquez last year, 6 home runs and 158 at bats. Played all over the field. Was playing left field at times, can play the infield. He hits this one in the air towards center field. This time playable for Derflinger, who will camp under it. And that'll end the inning. Canyons goes quietly here in the 4th. 1-2-3 inning for Damon Anderson Wolf. We head to the 5th inning, and it's still a 6-2 ball game. First pitching change of the ball game. Connor Bates will come in to take over for Kyler Fruity, who goes 4 innings, gives up 6 runs on 6 hits. Struck out 5. Walked 2 in the ball game. Bates will get his first action of the season. Bates, freshman right-hander out of Saugus High School. Santa Clarita Valley, a long history of good pitching prospects out of the Saugus area. Really, the entire Santa Clarita Valley historically sent a number of pitchers out and about to the big leagues. Hart High School as well, of course. Most notably right now with the Los Angeles Dodgers and Tyler Glasnow. Trevor Bauer, of course, who was in the big leagues for a time from Hart High School. Tommy Malone, I believe, from Saugus. A few others. I'd have to go back and look through the numbers. His first pitch swinging. This one chopped a broken bat. And Bates able to make the play to cut down Barajas at first. Did Barajas break his bat or did he lose his elbow pad? I think he lost his elbow pad, but nonetheless, it's a pretty slick play from Bates that time. It was a really tough bouncing ball. So one away as we work in the 5th here. O'Shane, 0 for 2 today. O'Shane swings and misses. One ball and 2 strikes to count. This one popped up to right field. Playable for the right fielder. Friend who will camp under it and make the catch. F9 if you're scoring at home. 2 down for Deutsch, who will come to the plate. Singled and struck out. This one hit down the line and right. Going to be a tough play for Friend. Drifting and makes the catch in foul ground. Had to open it up to the ultra wide angle, but Friend makes the play and that'll end the inning. So Bates, a 1-2-3 inning, capped off by a nice play by Friend in foul territory and right. Saddleback goes 1-2-3 here in the 5th. Then we'll get to Canyons in their half of the 5th inning, still trailing by 4.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and COC Athletics.
Home half of the fifth we go. Anderson Wolf still out there for Saddleback. He'll face Farrell, Malagon, and Lindsay, the scheduled hitters for Canyons. Farrell take a called strike. Struck out in his first at bat. Fouls this one off to the screen. Kane is trying to get anything they can going here. Only one hit in the ball game. Damon Anderson Wolf has held him tight. Not only hit a 2-run home run from Jaquez. It's been the only damage he's faced so far. Wind still blowing kind of out towards left field, kind of cutting across the field from right to left right now, but mostly out to left, so it'll favor some right-handed hitters as we continue on. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here. Is this one lifted in the air towards left center field and deep. So Sidco traveling back, and he'll make the catch as he crashes into the wall for the first out. A loud out here in this home half of the 5th inning. So Sidco with a nice play crashing into the wall. There is no warning track here at Mike Gillespie Field. It's just fence. The field kind of, when you stand down at field level, slopes out towards the fence as well. Maybe another reason why the ball travels so well here. As Malagon first pitch swinging, he's got a base hit out into center field. Just the second hit of the ball game for Canyons as Malagon reaches with 1 away. And the Cougars are in business with 1 out and a runner at first base. Malagon, his second hit of the season. Of course, had a home run yesterday. And it brings us to Lindsay, who struck out in his first at bat. Malagon not much of a threat to run as the catcher, but with a healthy lead, pitches down. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Canyons didn't attempt to steal yesterday. Historically has not been in the playbook for Chris Cota and company over the last number of seasons. And why do you need to here at Mike Gillespie Field when one swing of the bat can get you back in the ball game at any point in time with the way the ball travels here? So said 80 home runs last season here at Mike Gillespie. Canyons was susceptible to a number of home runs. As this one lifted out in the air to left field, that'll get down for a base hit. So Lindsay has a hit, back-to-back singles for Canyons. Runners on first and second here in the 5th inning. And the Cougars in business for really the first time today. Trying to threaten here as that'll bring out a visit to the mound for Saddleback. So Bobcats want to talk things over just a touch here. So the first time Damon Anderson Wolf's been in trouble today. Canyons with 2 on. Kuwatani at the plate. Hit it to deep center field last time, and Derflinger robbed him of maybe extra bases. Comes up to face Anderson Wolf for the 2nd time here today. Canyons trying to scratch and claw here. Runners on 1st and 2nd. First pitch. That one's going to get away from Deutsch, and the runners are going to advance to 2nd and 3rd. It's down in the dirt. Be a wild pitch against Anderson Wolf. And now that we check with a runner at 3rd base, Anderson Wolf last season with just 1 wild pitch. So now he's in trouble. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, 1 away. A base hit one from Kuwatani can get it to at least a 3-run ball game at the moment. Takes that pitch down. 2 balls and no strikes here. Saddleback with some action in the bullpen now for the first time today. Can't see who it is from where we're at. Unfortunately, the dugout's getting in the way. Malagon away from 3rd, Lindsay away from 2nd. Anderson Wolf's 2-0 pitch, a breaking ball that misses down, and it's a 3-0 count here to Kuwatani. The freshman out of Japan trying to make an impact here in his first game in the 3C2A here in Southern California. Takes a called strike on a fastball in the outer half. It's a good pitch from Anderson Wolf. Doesn't give in to anything where Kuwatani can drive it, but still gets one over for a strike just to get me over fastball. Another fastball, this time up in the zone, a little 2-seamer that moved away from the left-handed hitting Kuwatani, and it makes it 3-2. Friend in the on-deck circle waiting. Hoping to get a chance here. With less than 2 outs. And he will with the bases loaded. 2nd walk of the day issued by Anderson Wolf. And now Canyons, bases chocked full of Cougars right now. And Alex Friend, who's 0 for 2 today, will step in. Friend last season, just 155, 3 hits and 71 at bat, or 11 hits, excuse me, and 71 at bats. Did have 3 doubles and a home run. Trying to drive in a few here. As Canyons tries to chip away. That one nearly gets through Deutsch for the 2nd time, but that time he keeps it in front. And Anderson Wolf, who was solid through 4, gave up just 1 hit, walked 1. As at this point lost the plot a bit here in the 5th inning. Big chance here for Friend. Waits on a 1-0 pitch. Takes a breaking ball down. Which still working to try and get Anderson Wolf to settle in here. Every pitch he's nodding his head, pointed at him, trying to settle him in here. 2 balls and no strikes here to Friend. Swings and fouls it back over the screen. Good pitch by Anderson Wolf to get back in the count here. We go on a 2-1 here. Bases loaded full of Canyons. players as this one lifted in the air towards left center field. This should score Malagon as he will tag. They'll make sure that Lindsay has to stay at second. But it's a sacrifice fly ball from Alex Friend to get Canyons back one more. Second out of the inning. Malagon scores, so a couple of hits and a walk, a sacrifice fly, and 2 away here for Hunter Sang, who's 0 for 2 today. Sang so far in the season, just 1 hit and 5 at bats. Comes to work with 2 on and 2 away. Takes the first pitch. They're going to try and throw behind Kuwatani, and he say he got his hand in just in time. And they say the tag did not get there, and someone McCartney going to come out to try and see if the field umpire will ask him help. It's a tough call for the field umpire. Certainly from up here, it looked like the throw behind to Kuwatani was in time, and the tag was applied before he got his hand back in there. The umpires are going to get together and try and talk about it here. And they will call the runner, Kuwatani, out at first base. Now Chris Cota going to run his way down. Cota is unhappy, and rightfully so here. And that'll take us to the end of the 5th inning. Canyons gets 1 back. Kuwatani going to be picked off at first to end the inning. So Canyons a run on 2 hits. 1 left on. We go to the 6th inning here in a 3-run ball game, 6-3 in favor of Saddleback.
Make hosting your next event easy with the Dr. Diane G. Van Hook University Center. With over 30 meeting spaces, wireless video teleconferencing capabilities, food service, and technical support available, the University Center has everything you need to make your next event shine. Conveniently located near the 5 and 14 freeways in Santa Clarita, the University Center offers easy access to local airports and many attractions, making it the ideal meeting place for everyone. To learn more about our rental options or to book now, visit canyons.edu/University Center.
So a tough one for Canyons to swallow to end the 5th inning. We go to the 6th here. Bates will come back out for the 6th inning. Bases loaded with 1 away, and Canyons could not get anything but just 1 run. So we got to work here in the 6th. Gray, Tyler, and Carlson to face Bates. Bates a solid 5th, comes with a good breaking ball that time, had a lot of movement on it. Set down the side in order, 1, 2, 3 as he faced the heart of the Saddleback order in Barajas, Bouchane, and Deutsch. Now faces Gray, Tyler, and Carlson here. Gray 0 for 1, struck out and walked. Head in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Bates loses the breaking ball that time, trying to snap it in there. So Gray now. Hitters count at 3-1. Decides to offer and fouls that one away. Little check swing foul ball. Three balls and 2 strikes here. First at bat of the 6th inning. Canyons trailing Saddleback 6-3. Bates throws that one to the screen, and Gray just gonna calmly make his way down to first base. So a leadoff walk here. Tyler now showing bunt before the pitch. Takes it away. Malagon was going to try and pick Gray off behind. On a throw behind, but couldn't hold on onto the baseball cleanly. See if they opt to have Jake Tyler again show bunt, and he does. Bunts it foul on the first pitch. Keep it wide on the infield for you here. You'll see Sherrill starting to creep in. Again, Malagon going to try and throw behind the runner. Tag was not applied, so it makes it a 2 balls and 1 strike count. This one bunted in front of the mound. Malagon going to be the only one that can make the play, charging ahead. And it's a successful sacrifice bunt. For the first out of the inning. So Tyler does his job, and Hayden Carlson will come to the plate. Carlson 1 for 2 today, singled and struck out. Gray stands at second base now. Breaking ball misses just inside. Pretty good pitch from Bates. That time Bates just nails Carlson right in the back. Of course, in standard baseball fashion, the bench lights up. So a hit batter here for Bates. And now Saddleback in business with 2 on and 1 away. Derflinger, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out to short. He's hit the ball hard twice. The grounder to short was a 1-hopper to Hawkes. Canyons could use another one of those. Bates has missed everything up here in this second inning of work. Almost not coming through on the pitch. Big kid who throws hard. Just about control as that one crosses up Malagon. The runners will advance 90 feet. Certainly looked like a cross-up for Malagon as he was set up away and was late to even get his glove up to try and collect it. And Ryan Paramo, the pitching coach for College of the Canyons, hollers out at Frankie to go talk to Bates here and try and settle him down. So now Derflinger with a 2 balls and no strike count and 2 runners in scoring position. Canyons got 1 in the 5th, then had the inning stall out. They'll bring the infield in here. As Derflinger will line it right at Mariano, who makes the play. Derflinger hits it about as hard as you possibly can and does not get a hit. As Mariano right there. 2 down, and we'll go back to Sasidko, who's reached all 3 times, a homer, a double, and a walk today. Drove in 3 so far in the ball game, as now he'll work with runners on second and third. Takes a breaking ball for the first pitch, down in the zone for a strike. Bates another off-speed pitch in there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to count, 2 away. Bates to deliver. Fastball misses up, changes the level just a touch that time on Sasidko. This one fouled away. So we'll stay at 1 and 2. Sasidko's been the dangerous man today for Saddleback. Trying to add a few more for the Bobcats here with 2 on. 2 away, a 1-2 pitch on the way. Lifted in the air towards shallow center field. Going to be a tough play for Asang, but he's able to sprint in and make the catch. And that'll end the inning. So Bates gets out of the jam, walk and a hit batter. But retired the dangerous man in Sasidko on a fly ball to center field. And 5.5 in the books. Saddleback with a 6-3 lead will come back. Home half of the 6th in a second. So Saddleback pitching change as we come back here in the home half of the 5th inning. Sammy Kova will come in to pitch for the Bobcats. Sophomore out of Santa Margarita High School.
They're definitely not saying that.
Kova did not pitch for the Bobcats last season. But in the form of the late, great Bob Euchre, I'm sure he did a heck of a job wherever he was. Of course, we lost Euchre just a couple of weeks ago. Sang, Mariano, and Sherrill here to face Kova. Euchre, better known to his generation as Harry Doyle to some. Of course, in Major League. Mr. Baseball himself. Sad to see him go. As we go to work here on a 1-1 count to Asang. Kova gets him to swing and miss, and it's 1-2. Kova, a big left-hander out of Santa Margarita High School. One of a number of solid high school baseball programs here in Southern California. When you talk about baseball historically in the Southern California region, Santa Margarita has been a great team. Jay Serra has always been up there. Of course, the Santa Clarita Valley teams, Valencia Heart, Saugus Canyon. Most recently, West Ranch. And, of course, Castaic. A couple seasons ago, winning a CIF Southern Section title. A lot of schools in Orange County that are pretty good as well. Buena Park comes to mind for a number of years. They were a top program. Santa Margarita, one of the few schools in Southern California with a hockey team. I know that. Used to referee some Santa Margarita Catholic games on occasion. We play baseball here today as Kova's pitch. They'll check down to first, and they will say, yes, he did. Asang down on strikes. One away, first strikeout for Kova. Brings us to Mariano, who struck out and popped out. Hasn't hit the ball out of the infield yet today. This one, a chopper towards third. It's a foul ball. It'll bring him back to the plate. Mariano, in a preseason contest against LA Pierce College, had 3 home runs in the ball game. I can't. One ball, one strike the count here. One ball, 2 strikes here to Mariano. Make it 2-2. of trying to recapture some of that preseason that we saw. This one chopped towards second. Rodriguez collects and fires 2 away. Bring us to Andrew Sherrill. Canyons before the 2 hits on the walk in the 5th inning. And had 10 guys straight come to the plate and been retired. Saddleback last year was a phenomenal team when it came to their ability to pitch. That was what guided them to the state title. A 4.57 ERA, which was 15th in the state. A 1.39 whip, which was 10th in California. Opposing hitters hit .257 against them on the season. It helped that they were one of the best offenses in the state, as this one on the ground towards short. Carlson retires Sherrill 6-3, and that'll end the innings of an easy, clean inning for Sammy Kova. He sets down the side in order, 1-2-3. We go to the 7th here in a 3-run ball game. Saddleback leading Canyon 6-3. So Bates will work into his his 3rd inning of work here as we go to the 7th. He'll face Rodriguez, Barajas, and Beauchene. Canyon still chasing 3. That 5 on the wall in the 2nd has been the difference. Saddleback starting it off with an OH single in that 2nd inning, then a gray walk, a Tyler sacrifice bunt that resulted in a fielder's choice for him reaching base. Then Carlson a single. Derflinger an RBI hit, and then Sisitko an RBI double to push 5 across in the inning. Barajas with an RBI hit as well in that inning. They sent 9 around. Since then, Canyons has faced just 3 over the minimal. Spates will go back to work. Rodriguez, a couple of strikeouts and a pop-up on the infield. That pop-up on the infield ended the 4th. Kuwatani made it a little bit of an adventure, but made the play nonetheless. Clouds starting to roll in. We're expecting some rain later in the day today. That'll be much needed here for Southern California in some spots, but in areas like the Palisades, the Eaton Fire Burn Scar, certainly some concerns of mudslides potentially. Bates, that hard breaking ball. I think there's a lot of late life to it. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Bates comes with a fastball that misses away to Rodriguez. Of course, the rain always a little bit of a threat during baseball season here in the 3C2As. They start in late January. As the season will continue on, the lights will stay on a little brighter during the day as the sun will stay up a little longer. That one cue-balled into the dugout. And those screens that are up in front of the dugout not protecting anybody from that one as it just gets inside, but we'll stay at 2-2. Bates misses up and in that time. Trying to come with a little extra against Rodriguez. The count now full. Rodriguez down on strikes for the third time today. Bates sets him down for the first time on strikes. One away here in the 7th. First strikeout of the day for Connor Bates. Faced Rodrigo Barajas, who singled, drove home a couple of runs, popped up to right and grounded back to the pitcher. It's actually the first batter Bates faced, and Bates made a heck of a play to get Barajas at first by a half a step on a ball that was chopped just over his head. Behind in the count, 0-1. This one lifted in the air towards center field. Drifting over towards left center now as Asang, as the wind kind of takes it that way. He'll make the catch. 2 down. As Beauchesne will come to the plate here. 0 for 3 today. A couple of fly ball outs and a ground ball to second. This one fouled away. No balls and 1 strike to count here to Beauchesne. Bates trying to work through a clean 3rd inning of work today. Likely his last inning of work as Canyons with some action in the bullpen. That one in for a called strike on the outer half to Beauchesne. Saddleback not necessarily happy with that, but it's a strike nonetheless. Canyons, it looks like Jake McMillan up in the bullpen working. This one cue ball back up the middle. Kuwatani grabs and fires. It was going to be a tough play regardless, as the ball wasn't quite hit hard enough. Bates was about the only one that could have made the play, and the ball just kind of spun by him. So it's an infield hit for Beauchesne. A ball he didn't hit very hard, but nonetheless it goes as a line drive in the scorebook. And with 2 down, a runner on first base here in the 7th inning for Matthew Deutsch. Keep an eye on Beauchesne at first as Bates checks over. Deutsch a single back in the 2nd. Struck out and flown out to right field since. Bates hits him in the arm. Second hit batter by Connor Bates. That puts 2 on here in the 7th inning. Seems as though the 7th is Bates to work. He'll face Robert Gray, who's walked twice and struck out, 0 for 1. So now Beauchesne away from second base. Deutsch stands at first. Mariano not holding him on. Bates' first pitch to Gray, fouled back to the screen. Big spot here for Gray. Trying to give Saddleback a touch more of a cushion. Swings through a fastball. And he's behind in the count, 0-2. Thank those of you who are joining us from wherever you may be. We're happy to have you along here for 3C2A baseball here on a Saturday. Second game of the season for both these teams. Played yesterday, of course. A 16-9 Saddleback win. Pitch clock violation on Bates, our first pitch clock violation of the season. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. As that one hits Gray. Back-to-back hit batters. And so now the base is loaded for Saddleback here in the 7th. As Carlson who singled, hit by a pitch, and struck out, comes to the plate, and that'll bring Chris Cota out to the mound to talk to Bates here. That'll give way here. Bates will leave with three he's responsible for on the bases, and Canyons will bring Jake McMillan in to try and get him out of the trouble here. So Bates goes 2 2/3. Doesn't give up any runs. He only gave up one hit. Walked one and hit three. Or walked one and hit three. He'll step aside. McMillan will take over for the first time this season. As Canyons will try and get themselves out of some trouble. We'll come back with it in a second. As we come back in, Jake McMillan will make his first appearance of the season. He'll face Jake Tyler now with the bases loaded. Saddleback in a good spot to try and break this game back open. With 2 away, McMillan, the freshman out of Valencia High School's first pitch misses down. A breaking ball in the dirt that Malagon was able to keep in front. So huge spot for the freshman McMillan. Trying to get Canyons out of the jam and get them back into hit. This ball lifted in the air. Left center field playable. Asang will drift over and make the catch. And McMillan does his job. He gets Tyler to pop up to center. So after a single and 2 hit batters, Saddleback leaves 3 on here in the 7th. We'll stretch. Home half when we come back.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved.
Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us, comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you. UCLA Health.
Jaquez, Farrell, and Malagon to face Kova here in the 7th inning. Cougars still chasing 3. Saddleback had 1 in the first, 5 in the second. They have not scored since. Canyons 2 in the second, and that lone run in the 5th inning. Would have been held stymied otherwise. Just 3 hits in the ball game for Canyons. Seven credited for Saddleback here today. Jaquez, 2-run home run in the second, flew out to center field in the 4th. Takes a pitch up and away. Jaquez in that 5th spot in this season. Guy that has shown power, can supply it, can be a charge for Canyons in that regard. And they really do need Jaquez to be effective and be successful in that spot. As Mariano and Sherrill, guys that he needs to be in there to kind of protect. Say, look, you can pitch around those guys, but I can do damage myself as well. So far today, he's done some heavy damage with a 2-run home run, but swings and misses as a fastball up, and it's 1-2. Jaquez, another local product out of Valencia. So he waits on the 1-2 here from Kova. That one misses away. Lefty Kova up in the rubber. Into his delivery. Jaquez fights it off. Two balls and 2 strikes here to Jaquez in the 7th inning. For that runner at first base that's not existent. On the scoreboard there as we go back to work on a 2-2. Jaquez fights it off once again, fouls it off the plate and off to the left. This one lifted in the air towards center field. Derflinger drifting back towards the wall and will make the catch. Another slick play by Derflinger. The outfield play from Saddleback today has been impressive, taking away some extra base hits from Canyons as Jaquez hits it hard out to center. But Derflinger on a long run makes the play, 1 away. Canyons not getting that home field benefit today of the ball traveling. Here's Reed Farrell now, 0 for 2, struck out and flew out to left. Chops that one into the screen. Into the third base dugout, 0-1. Good take that time by Farrell on a pitch up in the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. And it's just 3 hits in the ballgame, trying to get anything going they can. Base runners at a premium right now here in the 7th. Farrell a big hack on an off-speed pitch, and he waved over it. Kova pulling the string that time with a changeup. One ball, 2 strikes. And Kova sets down Farrell on strikes. Second strikeout for Kova. Second time Farrell has been set down on strikes today. 2 away here in the 7th inning. And now Frankie Malagon, who's got one of the 3 Canyons hits, comes to the plate. Singled in the 5th, popped up to the second baseman in the 2nd. Malagon, the catcher, a little old school as well with no gloves on. Hits this one in the air towards deep center field. It's off the glove of Derflinger into the wall. Malagon into second with a double. And Canyons with a runner in scoring position here. First time today the outfield for Saddleback has been burned. As Derflinger on a hard hit line drive towards center field had to go straight back over his head. The toughest play for a center fielder really to make on a line drive ball right at him. Just could not come up with it as it caromed off his glove. So Malagon into second with a double. And now Curtis Lindsay, who has the other hit now for Canyons, comes to the plate and swings and misses. One of just 3 players with hits in the ballgame for the Cougars. Malagon stands at second with 2 away. Important spot here for Canyons, trying to get 1 back in the 7th now with a runner in scoring position. A base hit would likely press Malagon towards the plate. 1-1 here to Lindsay. The waves at a fastball out of the zone. So it's a pitch clock violation, our second here. So it makes it 2-2 now. So this one chopped foul. We'll stay at 2-2. Pitch clock will make things interesting with those clock violations. Gets hitters right back into counts. It'll take some time for the pitchers to adjust. Lindsay down on strikes, and that'll end the inning. Second strikeout in the inning by Kova. Is able to get around the pitch clock violation and a 2-out double from Frankie Malagon. We head to the 8th inning in a 6-3 ball game. Saddleback leading here at Mike Gillespie Field. Top half of the 8th we go. Carlson, Derflinger, and Sasidko, the scheduled hitters to face McMillan. Carlson, single and 2 at-bats, was hit by a pitch his last time up. Two balls and no strikes here. McMillan got Canyons out of a bases-loaded jam an inning ago. Got Jake Tyler to fly out. Works here in a clean inning to start. This ball lifted in the air towards right field. Playable for Friend, who will make the catch, one away. Derflinger, who's 1 for 3 today, will step in, singled and scored back in the second. Millen working that breaking ball down here. Canyons with some more action in the bullpen. Looks like might be Darren Davis, but we'll confirm that. We can see the Canyons bullpen pretty well from here when they work off the far left rubber. Two balls and no strikes to count. Into Derflinger, and he's way ahead 3-0 now. .30 pitch in for a called strike, makes it 3-1. Derflinger going to work a walk. So Sasidko will come back to the plate. Canyons has retired him once today in 4 plate appearances. He's got a home run and a double. Walked in the 4th. Flew out to center field in the 6th to end 2 on and 2 out in the 6th. Little threat from Saddleback in that one. Facing McMillan here, swings at the first pitch, fouls it away off to the left. Derflinger with a healthy lead. McMillan will check on him, but back in plenty of time. Temperature in the 50s all day today. Everybody bundled up here in the stands. One of the guys in the field just bouncing around trying to stay warm. So McMillan's pitch in for a called strike makes it 0-2. Starting to rumble around a little bit. 0-2, Malagon will try and throw behind Derflinger on a pitch that was up in the zone, or up out of the zone. But nothing doing, going to go to 1-2. another hit batter. This time Sasidko takes it right in the back. Fourth hit batter from the bullpen here in the ball game. 2 on with a 1 away now, as Ruben Rodriguez, who's 0 for 4, will come to the plate. And actually, they're going to pinch hit for Rodriguez. It'll be Austin Palmeiras coming in to hit. So Palmeiras getting his first at bat of the ball game today. Swings and misses. That one gets back to the screen. And that'll advance the runners to the double play, now not in order for Canyons. And Palmeiras has runners in scoring position here. Palmeiras yesterday 1 for 5 with an RBI. Ryan Paramo going to come out to talk. He wants to try and settle down McMillan here. Very familiar way for Paramo to come out and chat with players. Generally will put his arms on the catcher and the pitcher's shoulders and try and just be a calming influence. Also some pretty good kicks as well. The navy and yellow Nikes rolling out there. Palmeiras behind in the count, 0-1. Now has runners at second and third with the infield in here for Canyons. That one misses up. We'll keep it wide on the infield here for you. With the Cougars opting to try and cut the run down at the plate, or at least make Derflinger think about it before breaking to the plate. That one swung on and missed by Palmeiras. Last time in this spot, it was Derflinger at the plate with runners on second and third with the infield in, and he lined right into the glove of Mariano. Ball kind of caught Mariano instead of him catching it. It was hit so hard right at him. Breaking ball just misses. That was a really good pitch for McMillan. He wanted it, didn't get the call. Well, even the count at 2-2. So big pitch here for the freshman. Facing Palmeiras, who stands on the right-hand side. And a 2-2 count. In a 6-3 ball game here in the 8th. 2-2, misses just up. So now full count with 2 on. This one popped up in foul ground. Malagon makes the play. Heck of a hustle play from Malagon. Now that's a huge pitch and a huge out. Two down now in the inning as Malagon. And they'll walk Barajas intentionally. To get to Beauchene here. Now Beauchene with the bases loaded. Canyons will move the infield back into normal depth here. Beauchene takes a called strike. It's outs at every bag. McMillan trying to get himself out of the trouble he created by walking Derflinger and hitting Susidko. Breaking ball in for a called strike to Beauchene. Nothing in 2 here in the 8th. Canyons needs to get a hold here once again. In a 6-3 ball game. 8 hits for Saddleback, 4 for Canyons. 1 error on the Cougars. As McMillan sets down Beauchene on strikes. 3 straight pitches to end the inning. Big strikeout from McMillan that time. And Saddleback leaves the bases loaded here in the 8th. We go to the home half. Still 3-run ball game. Home half of the 8th we go. It'll be Kowatani, Friend, and Desang to hit here against Kova. Canyons trying to find a comeback here late in the ball game, trailing by 3. Kowatani takes a strike. He's walked and flew out to center, then was picked off to end the 5th on an overturned call. When you look at the replay, probably the correct call. Kubatani looked like he was out by about a half a step on the pickoff play. Tag was certainly there, and he was trying to get back in, but it's tough to overturn a call and when we have no replay here, so it never bodes well for the umpires, especially in terms of the eyes of the coaches. That one down in the zone. This one chopped on the ground, foul. Palmera's still in there at second base. Takes over for Rodriguez. Kutani behind in the count, 1-2. Looking for his first hit of his college run here at College of the Canyons. One down in the zone, makes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good take from Kuwatani, works it back to a full count here. This is Kova's 3rd inning of work. We saw Bates kind of run into trouble in his 3rd inning. Canyons hoping Kova maybe runs into the same, and the Cougars can get a couple of runs back here, trailing by 3. This one fouled right back to the screen. Called strike 3, Kawatani just looking. One away. 4th strikeout for Kova. Now he'll face Friend. Friend 0 for 2. Drove in a run in the 5th on a sacrifice fly. Struck out and popped up to the pitcher on a bunt attempt in the first inning of the ball game on the first pitch he saw. Takes a called strike. Hit the top of the order to come through here and get some runners on. So far, 1, 2, and 3 for Canyons. Has had 9 at-bats. Or, excuse me, 8 at-bats. They have not reached base yet. They've produced 1 run. That was the sac fly from Friend. But have not seen them reach base today. And you certainly need that top of the order to do that. Friend gets it to a 1-2 count here. Canyons just 4 hits in the ball game. A home run from Jaquez, a single and a double from Malagon, a single from Lindsay, and 2 other base runners and walks for Kuwatani and Sherrill. But they just have not had much traffic. It's been clean today for Saddleback for the most part. It's a 2-2 count now here to Friend. They want to check the offering, Deutsch asking, but the first base umpire says, I don't think so. That one fouled back to the screen. Keeps it at 2-2. Friend down on strikes. Back-to-back Ks to start the inning here for Kova. Second time today, Friend's been retired on strikes. And now Sang, who's 0 for 3, a couple of flyouts and a strikeout. Clouds starting to roll in pretty heavy. Rain expected about 8 o'clock tonight. This one lined out to left center field. That'll get down for a base hit. So Sang has the 5th hit of the ballgame for Canyons and the first hit for the top 3 in the order. And with 2 away, Canyons with a runner on. Jose Mariano coming to the plate. Talked about Mariano in that pregame, that preseason scrimmage against Pierce. 2 deep balls out to left center field and then a wall scraper to right. Certainly could use something right now. He hasn't really done much today. Popped up to the catcher in foul territory in the 1st. Struck out in the 4th and grounded softly to second in the 6th. So hasn't hit the ball in the infield yet today. Swung through the first pitch. Behind in the count, 0-1. Canyons not attempted a stolen base yet so far in the game in 8 innings. Haven't had a lot of base runners today, but Sang certainly a guy that could be a threat for that. Flashed some speed last year. He'll stay put. Mariano will take a strike. Sang a season ago 12 stolen bases in 13 attempts. So the right guy to be out there running potentially. A little tougher with the lefty and Kova, and you definitely don't want to take the bat out of your three-hitter here in the 8th inning. Give him a chance to try and make it a one-run ball game potentially, or at least keep the inning alive. He's got Sherrill waiting in the on-deck circle and Jaquez behind him, hoping to get a chance. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here. Kova delivers that one in the dirt. Deutsch keeps it in front. A short lead with the lefty Kova up on the rubber. Waits on a 2-2 here as Mariano at the plate. Fights it off to the right. And we'll do it once again. Mariano able to check his swing that time. The count now full, so that'll give us Sang a head start here. That one misses down. Mariano walks. 2 on here for Canyons now. And Andrew Sherrill will come to the plate. So Sherrill 0 for 2 today with a walk. Pitch in for a called strike on a pitch that looked up. Canyons dugout not happy with it. Kova struggling here a little bit in the 3rd now with 2 away. He gave up a single to a Sang and a walk to Mariano after he had him down to his final strike here in the inning. Gets ahead against Sherrill. 0-1 to Sherrill on the way. That one down in the dirt, and Deutsch keeps it in front. Delivery on the way. This one hit in the air towards right field, drifting back. Beauchene will have a play on it, and that'll end the inning. Sherrill hits it hard, but not enough. Canyons leaves 2 on in the 8th. We go to the 9th in a 3-run ball game, 6-3 in favor of Saddleback. So Darren Davison to take over here in this 9th inning for Canyons. First appearance for Davis this season. He'll face Deutsch, Gray, and Tyler. This Canyons certainly needs Davis to be effective, pick up a hold here today. Davis last season in 11 appearances, 14 2/3 innings, was a 10.43 ERA. Did not go yesterday, did not pitch yesterday for Canyons. His first appearance of the season, and he's behind 3 balls and no strikes here. The Deutsch, who singled, been hit by a pitch, struck out and flew out to the right field. Canyons with other action in the bullpen going on with Davis out working. Puts a fastball over to Deutsch for a called strike. Canyons Tyler Hahn up in the bullpen as well, the freshman out of Castaic High School. Davis, sophomore out of Saugus. Was 2-0 in those 11 appearances. Did not start a game. He picked up a couple of wins. This one popped up in foul ground. Playable for Malagon, who makes the catch, 1 away. So after a less than ideal first 3 pitches, Davis comes back in the count and gets Deutsch to pop up to the catcher in foul territory. And now Robert Gray, who's walked twice, been hit by a pitch and struck out today, has reached 3 times in 1 at-bat. Takes a called strike. Wind has picked up a bit here. Gusts now starting to show up as the temperature has dropped quite a bit. That one in for a strike. Temp at noon today was about 55 degrees. It's dropped down to about 52, but with the wind, it feels like it's about 45 degrees right now. Certainly makes it tough on pitchers trying to grip the baseball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Here to Gray. This one lifted in the air in foul territory, and this one will get out of play. Malagon won't have a play on it. Davis back on the rubber, ready to get back to work. Gray waits on a 1-2. Swings and lifts this one in the air towards deep left center field, and that ball is gone. A solo home run for Robert Gray here in the 9th inning, and that extends the Saddleback lead back up to 4 at 7-3. 3rd home run in the ball game combined. 2nd one for Saddleback and the 2nd solo home run. So Gray, solo bomb. First home run of the season for Gray, and now Jake Tyler will come to the plate. The Saddleback back with a 4-run lead. Davis throws that one to the screen. That one in for a called strike. So a chopped foul up the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One away. Saddleback getting their first run since the second inning on that solo home run from Robert Gray. His first of the season. Last year, these teams split their opening season series with the road team winning both games. Canyon's trying to make sure they split this year, but trailing 7-3 right now. This year it would be the home teams winning both games potentially, but Canyon's got some work to do. They need to get out of this inning without any more damage as Carlson comes to the plate. Singled, struck out, hit by a pitch, and flew to right. Davis way behind again. Davis was behind 3-0 to Deutsch, got him to pop out. Now behind 3-0 here to Carlson, trying not to let Saddleback extend the inning. Derflinger waiting in the on-deck circle. Davis, a pitch that misses up. And a 2-out base runner here for Saddleback. First walk of the day issued by Davis, and now Derflinger is 1 for 3 with a single, a run scored in the second. Grounded to short, lined to third, and then walked. Hit the ball hard 3 times today. Even the ground out to short was a one-hopper to Jaquez. They say he did not offer, so it's 1 ball and no strikes. Davis throws that one out into right field as he tried to pick over to Carlson. Carlson going to try for third, and he will get there. With all that room in foul territory, as you look at it, the player's coming out from behind the dugout there. It's a 2-base pickoff error from Davis. And now Saddleback can, with a base hit, make it a 5-run ball game. They led 6-0 after 1.5. Canyons chipped away to get it back to 6-3, but already a run across here with 2 away. Davis trying to get himself out of some trouble here. Now with a runner 90 feet away. Davis has not found the strike zone in 7 straight pitches. Make it 8 straight. Back-to-back walks issued. And now you have to deal with Sasidko, who's reached 4 times today. Homered, doubled, walked, was hit by a pitch. Davis 8 straight out of the zone.
Noah, you think we need an hour or only 30 minutes?
And Ryan Paramo out to chat. So Sasidko now at the plate. Dangerous spot here. Try and break it back open going into the ninth. It's a 4-run ball game right now. Davis's first pitch over for a strike. So the conference with Paramo helps out for the moment. No balls, 1 strike. 2 away, 2 on. Runners on the corners here for Sasidko. Malagon couldn't quite keep it in front well enough to hold Derflinger at first. So he goes on ball in the dirt. So now Sasidko in a 1-1 count with 2 runners in scoring position. Base hit brings home 2 as Derflinger runs very well. The center fielder, we've seen him make a number of plays out in center today. That one in for a called strike, makes it 1-2. One misses down. That one hits Sasidko in the back. So Davis had him at 2-2. Instead, he loads the bases. So another hit batter. Canyons today has struggled in that regard. The bullpen has hit 5 guys today. And now Palmeiras, who came in and popped out to the catcher in the 8th, hits here with the bases loaded in the 9th on 2 away. Davis is slogging through the inning, give up a solo home run to Gray. Palmeiras ahead in the count, 2-0. Make it 3 balls and no strikes. That one in for a strike will make it 3-1. Keeps Davis alive for the moment here. Bases loaded, full of Bobcats in the 9th. Saddleback with a 4-run lead, make it a 5-run lead as Davis walks in another. Saddleback with 1 hit in the inning, but they've walked 3 times, been hit by a pitch. And now Barajas will come to the plate in an 8-3 ball game. Barajas singled back in the 2nd, was intentionally walked in the 8th. And he's ahead in the count here in the 9th. For Canyons, the 1-inning comeback is even harder potentially. Davis not able to keep it at a 3-run ball game. And right now, he's just not anywhere near the strike zone. Carlson scored on the walk. Derflinger at 3rd, Sasidko at 2nd, Rodriguez at Palmeiras, at 1st. And it's a 3-0 count here to Barajas. Got away from Davis on the throwback from Malagon, but no trouble there. Walks are a killer here in baseball. Can't give guys free passes. Saddleback has done a phenomenal job at earning them today. "13 free passes today, including hit batters and intentional walks." Davis gets himself back in the count at 3-2, so now the runners will get some motion as well. So Barajas a chance maybe to drive in a few. Lines this one foul. And it's a balk on Davis, no pitch. So he calls a balk on Davis. That'll bring home another run. It'll keep the count at 3-2. Didn't much matter anyways. Davis ends up walking Barajas. So the 14th time today, Saddleback has been on with a free pass, and that'll end the day for Darren Davis. It's 2 outs here in the 9th, but has given up 3 runs on 1 hit. 4 walks and a hit batter. A pitching change coming here for Canyons. So Tyler Hahn going to come in for the first time this season. Freshman out of Castaic High School going to get an opportunity. So he'll face Beauchesne, who struck out in the 8th, singled in the 7th. It's 1 for 5 today. Shane can really break this one open. It's already a 6-run game. Put it even more out of reach. He's ahead in the count, 2-1 here. On part of a Castaic team that has grown in its short time in existence very well. Won a CIF Southern Section title a couple of years ago. Might have been last year, actually. Trying to bring that same effect here in a 2-2 count to Canyons. Try and get him back into hit for the 9th. That one misses down. So it's a full count. The runners will get some movement here on the pitch. So Sidco at third, Rodriguez at second, Palmera's at second, Barajas at first. And it's a walk for another run here for Saddleback. Canyons has hurt themselves here in this inning. So we continue the 9th. Deutsch, who started the inning by popping out to Malagon, will stand in now. And went in for a called strike. 5 walks and a hit batter in the inning. And the only hit was a solo home run from Robert Gray, who stands in the on-deck circle. Or actually would be in the on-deck circle, but it looks like they're going to hit for him. As Deutsch hits this one deep to left. That one's going to go over the scoreboard, and this game is busted wide open now. A grand slam home run for Deutsch. Just the second hit in the inning for Saddleback, but it's a 9-run game now. Bobcats will pinch hit for Gray here in the 9th inning. Andres Nielsen will pinch hit. Nielsen did not have a qualified at bat yesterday. One ball and 2 strikes to count here. It's called strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Damage done, though, for Saddleback. A grand slam home run from Deutsch. Just 2 hits in the inning, and the Bobcats have stretched it to an 11-run ball game. 14-3 as we'll go to the 9th. On the bottom half, Canyons would need a big comeback here, trailing 14-3. Jaquez here in the 9th. Solo home run, or a 2-run home run in the 2nd. Flew out to center field twice. Sits at a 2-1 count. Facing Jaden Secon, who gets a start here today, or a chance to finish out today out of Capistrano Valley. Freshman. As Jaquez will work a walk. So Jaquez on. Canyons needs a lot of that right now. Need 11 runs here in the 9th to try and extend the ball game. As here's Reed Farrell coming to the plate. Farrell flew out to left, struck out twice. Sakon's first pitch in for a called strike. Jaquez away from first. Wouldn't imagine Canyons gets into the running game right now. Trailing 14, as you don't want to chance any outs as much as you can. Farrell fouls it away. Behind in the count, 0-2. 8 runs in the 9th for Saddleback. They did not score at all between the 3rd and the 8th, or from the 3rd to the 8th inning. Had 6 runs in the first 2 innings, 8 in the last inning. That is the difference right now. 14 runs on 10 hits for the Bobcats. Most of their work coming off walks. As Farrell lifts this one in the air toward shallow center field. Playable for Derflinger, will make the catch. 1 away. Canyons will pinch hit here. In the 9th for Malagon. Jung Jun Lee will pinch hit here. He fouls the first pitch back to the screen. Lee, one of the other international players out of Oman, Korea. As it's a 2-1 count here. Make it 3-1. Canyon's another base runner here. Chops it foul. Junley waits on the 3-2 now. Fouls it away. Jaquez away from first. Jaquez didn't run last year, so again, not expected here with 1 away. Chasing 11, you need to string together hits or walks. So this one popped up in foul territory, back of the plate. Deutsch able to make the catch just in front of the fence. That was a heck of a play from Matthew Deutsch to retire Junley Lee for the second out. And that'll bring us to Curtis Lindsay, who singled and struck out twice. Representing the last obstacle here for Sakan to get through and give Saddleback a 2-0 record on the season. And to Defending state champions.
That wasn't Frankie that hit. Are you doing the I thought he was doing the live, like the stats. Yeah, that wasn't Frankie. It was 31.
Lee takes a strike. Saddleback has won 5 straight. Their last loss came in the state tournament to Cerritos. They've won 10 of their last 11, trying to make it 11 of the last 12 as Lindsey down to his last strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Hawk is leading away from first. Lindsey down on strikes. That'll end the ball game. For Saddleback, 14 runs on 9 hits in the ball game. Canyons, 3 runs on 5 hits. Anderson Wolf will pick up the win. Kyler Fruity will pick up the loss. No save opportunity for either side. Ball game ends at 3:15 in the afternoon, so 3-hour and 15-minute ball game. So we said Saddleback, 14 runs on 9 hits, no errors. Canyons, 3 runs on 5 hits and an error. For Saddleback, they left 10 on base in the ball game. For Canyons, they left 5 on, and that'll end it for us here today. We thank you for joining us on the webcast as always. We hope to see you later in next week on Wednesday. We'll have some basketball, a doubleheader basketball, and then baseball back in action on Friday here against LA Harbor College. We hope you join us for that one as well. Have a good rest of your weekend, everybody. Enjoy.
No fell. Alex, can you hold